Hello friends and welcome to Study IQ. I'm Joyce Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the education ecosystem for the fourth industrial revolution. Now coming to the current affairs, the government is putting in place an education system in order to boost advanced learning in new age technologies. So an emphasis is being given to technological advancement in the educational ecosystem, and this will be complemented by the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution is in the making, and India needs to equip in order to reap the benefits of the fourth industrial revolution. So the educational ecosystem in the country should be in par with the fourth industrial revolution. So in this context, we will understand what should be the education ecosystem for the fourth industrial revolution and what steps India needs to take in this regard. Now before we begin, this is our channel Study IQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC and bank courses, UPSC optionals, SSC JE courses, teaching examination, railway examination, defense examination, RBI grade B, NABARD grade A, UGC NET, UPSC civil services examination, CLAT examination for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com for more details, or you can call to any of these numbers for more information. Now let us briefly understand what is the fourth industrial revolution. So what was the third industrial revolution all about? It was regarding personal computers and the internet. Now the next wave of the global progress and the growth is driven by the fourth industrial revolution. So the fourth industrial revolution contains emerging technologies. So what are these emerging technologies? These includes artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, 3D printing, biotechnology and 5G. So these are the components of the fourth industrial revolution. So for more details of fourth industrial revolution, I have prepared a video on fourth industrial revolution which is available on the Study IQ channel. You can visit our channel and find the video on fourth industrial revolution which will give you inputs regarding the fourth industrial revolution. So this is briefly about fourth industrial revolution. Now coming to the greatest challenge for India in order to cope up with the fourth industrial revolution or the next wave of global growth progress would be the population or the demographic dividend of the country. So the demographic dividend of India is the biggest blessing for India, but at the same time this is also going to challenge India because India has the world's largest population of young people in the world. So in any case, India needs more jobs for the upcoming youth population that will enter the labor market. So according to various estimates, by 2030 around 50 crore population of youth would be added to the labor market in India. So India needs to find employment for this 50 crore youth who would be entering the labor market. And in order to capitalize on the fourth industrial revolution, India has to align the higher education sector of India with various demands or the upcoming demands of the new age. Now itself, if we look into the job creation scenario in India, there is a huge lot of demographic dividend or the working age population who are willing to work, but there is a skill demand supply mismatch. It means that the skill of the population who are willing to work and the skill set that is required by the industries does not match. So this mismatch of the skill demand and supply is one major cause for unemployment or underemployment in the country. Now with the fourth industrial revolution where the technology will make a breakthrough, India needs to equip the higher education system in the country in order to cope up with the challenges and the demands of the new age. Now if we look at the structural and regulatory issues in the higher education sector, this itself is posing a great challenge for Indian education system. So in creating an enabling education ecosystem in order to cope up with the challenges of the fourth industrial revolution, the biggest obstacle for India would be the inadequacy of curriculum and trained faculty who would be able to train the students with the emerging technology. So the only option left out for students would be to gain knowledge in the emerging technologies like the artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, machine learning, etc. would be to learn directly from the industry practitioner or from the online resources. So government and the policy makers should create an enabling environment in the educational ecosystem for this. Now coming to the government initiatives in this regard, we can divide this as three pillars that has been created by the government for the structural need in order to cope up with the upcoming challenges and the opportunities. So first one is autonomy. The graded autonomy status was granted by the UGC or the Universities Grants Commission. So with this graded autonomy status, the universities or the higher education institutions in the country has been given the freedom to launch their own new courses. That means flexibility in order to launch new courses, in order to offer off-campus centers, in order to provide skill development courses, and also to foster other academic collaborations with the industry and foreign institutions. So this is a way by providing autonomy to the higher education institutions and universities so that they will be flexible in order to launch their own courses and in order to provide collaboration for the institute with other industries and foreign universities. Now, what is the significance of providing this autonomy? The new age courses like the courses in artificial intelligence, the courses in machine learning, the courses in Internet of Things, these are all new age courses. So the new age courses in the emerging technologies can be easily launched by these universities or by the institutes without getting an approval or without being delayed for the regulators' approval. So this autonomy will provide them with enough flexibility and also efficiency. The second step is providing ranking. So one major challenge with India's higher education departments was that they do not have a performance based public ranking system. So the universities or higher education institutes in India were not ranked according to their performance, and that too on an all India basis. So this gap is set to be filled after the Human Resource Department Ministry has launched the Atal ranking of institutions on innovation and achievements. So this ranking will be based on the innovative activities taken by the institutes and also on the various achievements made by the institutes. So under this Atal ranking of institutions on innovation and achievements, by the year 2019 April, more than 800 higher education institutes will be ranked on various parameters, that is based on innovation, achievements, entrepreneurship development, etc. So this will bring in a sense of competition among the higher education institutes in the country. For example, those universities or institutes that facilitate students to launch market-ready projects, who motivate the students to launch startups, etc., will be highly rewarded under the rankings. Now coming to technical education, the All India Council for Technical Education, that is AICTE, has reduced the minimum credits needed for degree from 180 to 160. So this will effectively reduce a full semester of academic load for the students and the faculty. And the AICTE has also formulated the National Students Startup Policy. So this startup policy will enable bright students to take up courses in emerging technologies. They can learn practical engineering skills by working on prototypes and gain a minor degree. And if the student continues to build the prototype in the startup, the knowledge and the experience acquired by the entrepreneur will be recognized as an MBA in the entrepreneurship program. So such type of initiatives will help in bringing efficiency into the education ecosystem. Now coming to the implications of all these. So when there is a collaboration or an interlinking with all of these pillars, this will lead to more of industrial partnerships. And such type of initiatives will bring in higher flexibility and a modern outlook to the industry. And these students will be able to acquire better skills and they can drive up new job openings in the emerging technologies. Now, what is the future picture for India? And with the advent of the fourth industrial revolution, the developed countries, for example, the highly industrialized countries like the US, Germany, UK, etc., they have already been seen as transforming skill-based sectors. So for India, it is imperative to invest more in the research and development. Countries like India, US, China, Japan, will gain significantly from investing in research and development. So India should focus on investing in research and development, and also India has to overcome the bottlenecks and structural issues in the educational ecosystem, in the skill deployment, in order to catch up with the changes in the labor market. And the policy makers need to plan an action in order to create a model for higher education that will address the shift from traditional means of education to modern means of education that will cope up with the fourth industrial revolution. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page, and also you can follow my Facebook page for my video updates, and please write to me at joycey.studyiq.com for your suggestions and queries. Thank you.